Daywalk 1 of the Grampians Peaks Trail is an absolutely spectacular start to the GPT. It begins at Mount Zero picnic area and ends at Roses Gap Road for a total of 16.5 kilometers and 6.5 hours. Saying that, there are many possible variations here, but more about them later. We walked Daywalk 1 in 2 sections as we were going at toddler speed with our 2-year-old. Will you hike all or parts of the Grampians Peaks Trail? Wonderland Cottages has great packages including trail transport for you. Wonderland Cottages, spacious, self-contained eco-villas in the heart of the Grampians. More about them and their GPT packages at the end of the video. From Mount Zero picnic area, the trail climbs steadily up flat rock. The views from this first little hill throw you right into the magic that are the northern Grampians. Hollow Mountain and Mt Stapylton to the left, Taipan Wall to the right, and a giant amphitheater-like valley in front of you. The trail then meanders under these giant cliffs. The soil stores a bit more moisture here and it feels like an oasis among the surrounding sandstone rock. Shortly after, the strenuous climb up to Mt Stapylton begins. The views are slowly changing, opening up to the plains beyond. The short but steep detour to Mt Stapylton is pure magic and should not be missed. You can even access a windswept cave on your way. Some sections are not for the faint of heart though. The true summit, however, is rarely visited. This is a great spot for a break to fully take in the views of the Grampians to the south and the plains all around. It's also a great moment for some self-promotion. If you like this video and would like to see more, simply subscribe and click the notification icon. A thumbs up or a comment below helps the algorithm to decide that this is interesting content. After a bit of backtracking to the intersection with the GPT, the trail leads south along the range. There's still some elevation gain here, but the inclines are often short. Again and again, views open up from exposed rocky outcrops. Some parts of this trail are newly made for the GPT, but much follows the old Stapylton Loop trail. A new section then gently leads downhill to Coppermine Track, but it's otherwise nondescript. This marks the halfway point and is where we left the GPT with our toddler. We walked out along Coppermine Track to Polners Road, as the latter is two-wheel drive accessible. With a couple of years of four-wheel driving experience and determination, we took our Honda Jazz right to the trail when we started again later in the year. The only longer uphill section of this part of the trail is right at the beginning. Once on top of the range, commanding views open up. What stands out for me on this completely new trail is how much it follows natural features, creeks, gullies, rock slabs. It can sometimes be a bit hard to follow, but feels very natural and not forced onto the land. A truly delightful bushwalking experience. After a while, the trail starts to descend to Barigar Camp and crosses creeks 3 times. Some of these can be impassable after the heaviest rains. Think 100 mm in a day or 50 mm an hour. After a wet spring, we were surprised to still see water in most of those creeks and trickling down the waterfalls. But Barigar Camp has rainwater tanks, toilets and a shelter, but I wouldn't recommend it for a longer break as there are much better views before and after. The trail then crosses the densely vegetated Briggs Creek Valley. It climbs onto a last range which is followed for about 2 kilometers. The views of the Mount Difficult range from up here are spectacular. I'm not aware of any other accessible spot from where the rugged northwestern part of the Mount Difficult range can be seen even remotely as well. Eventually, the trail descends one last time down to Roses Gap Road and the trailhead east of Troopers Creek Campground. I'd easily rate Daywalk 1 of the GPT a 5 out of 5. There are only a few short, boring sections, and they are generally welcome, gentle downhill parts of this otherwise spectacular trail. The majority is Grampians at its best, with sweeping views, towering cliffs, huge tilted slabs of rock, and surprising caves and mostly dry waterfalls. Now, I've promised to come back to the alternatives and side tracks which are possible on Daywalk 1. Let me start with saying that there are not many parts of the GPT which have that many options, so if you wanted more, then here's your chance. The maybe most obvious detour would be up to Mount Zero, Mura Mura. Surprisingly, this is not part of the GPT, but I'm sure many would like to walk from the most northern to the most southern peak in the Grampians. It starts and ends at Mount Zero picnic area. Personally, I don't find this trail overly spectacular, but would still do it for the aforementioned reasons. A lot more impressive, even than Mt Stapylton, is Hollow Mountain, with 2 accessible caves and views from within that can, and did, make it on my wall. The only catch is that the trailhead is 1 kilometer from Mount Zero picnic area along a dirt road, and that it then takes 1.5 hours return of hiking on this hard trail. An added bonus then is that Galgo and Manja Aboriginal Rock Art Shelter is accessible from here as well in just 30 minutes return. From Stapylton Campground you can access another Aboriginal rock art shelter, which I won't try to pronounce. The loop takes 20 minutes. If you want to hike this or other trails in the Grampians, Wonderland Cottages will make an ideal base for your stay. With their Grampians Peaks Trail packages, you get trail transport to and from your day's trailhead and sleep every night at your comfortable cottage. This means you only carry a day pack. Water availability on the trail is no issue. Your fridge, deck, barbecue and of course shower awaits you. NBN and electricity for your backup, recharge and communication needs. Your private washing machine and Woolies deliveries at your doorstep. And of course a comfortable bed and easy walking distance to pubs and restaurants in town. With their spacious self-contained eco-villas, Wonderland Cottages is perfect for couples, families and small groups. Located in easy walking distance to the center of Halls Gap, yet tucked away in a quiet forest setting and bordering the national park, Wonderland Cottages makes for great wildlife viewing. Wonderland Cottages strives to minimize your holiday's ecological footprint. All toilet paper, tissues and paper towel are made from bamboo. There is a water recycling system in place. All electricity is 100% green renewable and solar is in the making. All cottages have 2 bedrooms, a large living area with fireplace and modern aircon, a fully spec'd out kitchen, a bathroom with separate toilet, 2 private decks and a private barbecue. But don't just take my word for it. Check out the great reviews on Google, Booking.com and Airbnb. For the best price and special offers, always book direct at wonderlandcottages.com.au.